couch with me now, Evan McMullin, the one-time CIA officer, former policy director for the House Republican Conference, and now independent presidential candidate. Mr. McMullin, thank you for your time this morning, sir.
Great to be with you, Craig.
Mitt Romney, 740,000 votes in Utah back in 2012. Let's assume you get the same amount. Under that path to victory that we just laid out, that you've laid out as well, how comfortable do you think the American public would be with a president that received about 740,000 votes out of what's expected to be roughly 100 million votes cast?
Well, we're competing in other states across the country as well. By the time we get to Election Day, we'll be on the ballot or registered as a write-in in 43 to 45 states. The vast majority of Americans will be able to cast a vote for me on that day if they choose. So we'll see what the totals are. But the reality is that Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump are two of the most unpopular, if not the most unpopular major party nominees in modern times since we started recording those kinds of sentiments among voters. So, you know, I think we'll have a case to make if it should get that far, if the race should get to the House of Representatives. We'll have a case to make. We'll then, I think, be on equal footing in terms of the amount of media attention we get. And the race, to a certain degree, I think will reset. And I think we have a good chance of winning again if it gets that far. But it depends on the race being very close between Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. We'll see. This is a very volatile race. Anything's possible. Right now, Donald Trump is losing badly.
Why didn't you get in sooner? I mean, you are, you think you're the best conservative. You think you can beat Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. Why didn't you get into the race a few months before?
Well, the simple reality is that I didn't have national name ID, and like so many others, I had hoped that somebody perhaps who had run for president before, or a sitting senator or representative or a wealthy, well-known business leader would have gotten in to do this. And I tried to find people exactly like that to do it. Unfortunately, no one would step up, and so ultimately at the last minute, I knew that if I didn't do it, no one would, and so I did.
The Supreme Court in this election has become a major topic, as you know. I want to play something that you said on WBUR public radio in Boston last week. Take a listen.
On Roe v. Wade, I would like to see that overturned. I believe that how we treat life in this country is a true test of our humanity. I understand that, of course, it's a very polarizing issue, and other people have different opinions. On gay marriage, that's one where the court's made its decision. And again, I would appoint originalists who would handle that decision hopefully consistently with the Constitution.
Would that mean overturning it to you?
Not necessarily. Not necessarily.
So it sounds like what you're saying there, Mr. McMullin, is that one is settled law. The Supreme Court's decision on same-sex marriage is settled law. But Roe v. Wade, not settled law. Explain the difference between the two for us.
Well, first of all, they're very different issues. In one case, we're talking about life, in my opinion, and I know people disagree with that, but in my opinion, it's about life. But the court's decision on gay marriage, for example, is to many about equal protection, and that's the difference.
There are a slew of prominent Republicans not supporting Trump, Mitt Romney, the Bushes, John McCain, Paul Ryan to a lesser extent. Are you vying for their endorsement as well? And why haven't any of them so far come forward to say, McMullin's our guy?
Well, you'll have to ask them. Look, I've invited openly and publicly all Republican leaders as well as all Democratic leaders to support our candidacy. I've also had private conversations with a number of them and made that invitation as well. We're not waiting for them, though. And I'm not seeking for validation from people, frankly, who allowed Donald Trump to advance within the primaries and who haven't spoken out against him until recently, even though we knew what a problem he was from day one. You know, I'm not looking for validation for them. They can help this effort. We're trying to win some states in the Mountain West. They could help us. Right now, I think it's clear. I heard your piece, but Utah's either going to go to Donald Trump or to me. And so they could help us win Utah, or they could allow it to be a close race. Either way, though, we're moving forward. We have the support of so many Americans that are hearing about our message and our campaign, our call for a new generation of leadership, our call for a new conservative movement, and that's the kind of support we're looking for.
Really quickly, before I let you go, 10 seconds. According to your last FEC report here, you've got about $4,300 cash on hand. How do you compete? How are you viable with that kind of money in the bank?
Well, the reality is that there was a hard time for us in the middle of our brief campaign, but in the last few weeks we've raised hundreds of thousands of dollars from regular voters across the country, and we've got the support we need. And we welcome more, of course.
I bet you do. Evan McMullin, independent presidential candidate for us. Thank you. Good luck, sir.
Thank you.
2 weeks